Hey guys, welcome to 4MR Ranch. So today, something a little different than me trying to show you something super crazy or fancy out there. I want to show you the absolute bare bones essentials, in my opinion, that you need when it comes to cleaning your firearm. Now, what made me think of this is I had a buddy who recently got his first rifle and he kept asking me like, hey man, what do I need to get to clean my gun? So first things first, I have some form of solvent. Now, REM Oil is something I've been using for years and years and it's worked great. It really helps break down carbon and it keeps my guns looking good, helps prevent rust or treat rust on guns that have possibly been sitting around for a while. And the best part is that it's pretty reasonably priced and comes in multiple sizes. So this is a smaller can, but you can always get a bigger one for a little bit better value. Now, the next thing, and I know I said bare bones, so maybe I may have misspoke a little bit. This one is technically not bare bones, however, it is the most convenient thing that I've ever owned in terms of cleaning my guns, and that's a bore snake. So I have one here that's already been opened, and essentially how it works is on one end you have a weight. So what you do is you'll take the weighted end, you'll put it in your barrel, and then of course since it's a weight, it'll just slide on down. Then it'll simply pull through, and then what I personally do is take my solvent and just kind of get it a little soaked, and then I'll just run it right through the barrel. And that's it, guys. And honestly, one pass through and your barrel's already looking pretty clean, but several pass throughs and you're gonna have a spotless barrel. And what's interesting about these is that it actually right here has copper, the copper wire brush that you have on like your classic cleaning kit. What I mean by that is basically this guy is kind of your standard one, you know, the parts screw together, you scrub it down the barrel. So the bore snake has this built in into the front part to kind of break down the harder stuff, and then it has kind of an oversized cloth fabric material that'll go through and really spot clean the rest pretty perfect. So it's essentially doing all the steps you would have had to do with, you know, your patches and you know, all your other scrubbers and brushes here, but it's doing kind of a one does all tool, and that's why I really like these bore snakes. They're around $10, so nothing crazy. But the only downside to the bore snake is you'll have to buy, you know, a size for each of your calibers. So this is 30 caliber here that I just picked up for a couple of my other rifles, and then this is for my AR-15 upper right here. So, but it is extremely handy. I highly recommend it, and I definitely love it. The next thing that I highly recommend is some form of gun grease. Now, the reason I recommend this is because although REM Oil is advertised to be a lubricant, it's an aerosol, it's a very fine oil, and it dries up over time. So it will work, it's advertised to work. However, once I started using a form of gun grease purely as a lubricant between metal parts, so for example, on like a handgun slide, it makes it extremely smooth, and you can really feel the difference on all the, you know, metal on metal moving parts of your firearms. So I highly recommend the gun grease. So that is item number 3. So far, some kind of solvent for breaking down carbon, something to clean your barrel, such as the bore snake, and now a gun grease to act as simply just a lubricant. Alright guys, and last in price, but definitely the most important part of my gun cleaning process is simply paper towels. Now, what I do with these is I kind of soak them down with the solvent, and I use that to scrub down the outer and all the inner surfaces of the gun, and I kind of wad them up and bunch them up to get all the crevices inside my firearms. And it really, you know, it does the job. You don't need to get anything super fancy. Obviously, you know, there's stuff marketed out there for firearms, but paper towels, honestly, if you haven't been using them already, I don't know why not. They're great. Some people use old rags, that's awesome too. You can reuse those, but paper towels is something that I've used since I've started shooting, and I will continue to do so. So again, this is probably the most simple, but another option that you can do as far as solvents, I like this one here. This is a hop solvent, and what's cool about this is instead of just being a standard aerosol that just sprays and wets things down, like that, hopefully you can see, this one actually foams. So it's pretty much the same stuff, except it foams. And that's cool because you can stick this nozzle inside a hard to reach place in your firearm and fill it up with foam to make sure the solvent is really contacting all the points well. Alright guys, so like I said, pretty simple video. Hopefully it was pretty straightforward. But if you are a new time shooter or someone that hasn't, thought about some of the things that I've talked about today, these are the absolute most essential items in my arsenal of cleaning supplies. So if you need to know what to get, I definitely recommend everything that I've talked about today. If you need any more information about it, leave a comment below. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. As well, if you're interested in picking any of these items up for yourself, check the links in the description below. I'll make sure to put some information on that. And as always, guys, thanks for stopping by the 4 Mile Ranch channel, and have a good one.